Mission of Seventh-day Adventist president weigh in on the status change to conference. Emerging fashion designer at Harmon School of Seventh-day Adventist. And Tobago mourns the loss of 3 stalwarts. Good evening, I am Natalia Nancis, and this is your Adventist Information News for November 16th, 2023. In the news tonight, as the countdown to the status change from mission to conference ticks away, former President Pastor Tony Mapp opened up about his sentiments regarding the transformation. He shared his perspective on what lies ahead, shedding light on the anticipated roles of Tobagonians and the Adventist community in this imminent shift. Here is more in this story.
Former President of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists, Pastor Tony Mapp, emphasized that the shift of mission to conference mirrors the growth of the church to mission. Mission to conference and conference to union fosters a thriving community. He further stated that the transition of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists to conference is a positive development for the mission and its members.
Each level is expected to keep growing, and if you're a mission, the conference expect, the union expect that you will keep growing from being a mission into becoming a conference. And what Tobago is actually doing right now is becoming a conference. They're indicating that they are growing.
Amidst the mission's growth, Pastor Mapp urged Tobagonians and the Adventist community to rise to the occasion beyond conference status, to attain sustainable growth, which is a testament to collective responsibility, ensuring ongoing success.
It would mean for the folk, Tobagonians, for the church in Tobago, that they have to also rise to the cause. Because this is not just about becoming a conference and it's just a matter of status. This is about how we sustain that.
Pastor Mapp said, while the mission would benefit increased autonomy, granting the opportunity to select officers from the president downwards, it's essential that our choices reflect the conference's maturity. His hope is that the upcoming conference session aligns with our expectations and trusts the members of the Tobago Mission to uphold our well-being. I am Kadisha Kirk for AIN News.
In the heart of the Tobago Mission's evolution towards conference status, Public Affairs and Religious Liberty Director and Global Mission Director, Pastor Clive Dutton, stands as a beacon of leadership, embodying the spirit of change and growth. As the mission takes on this transformative journey, Pastor Dutton's embrace of the transition adds a unique perspective. Here's more.
Thrilled about Tobago's shift to conference status, Public Affairs and Religious Liberty Director and Global Mission Director in the Caribbean Union Conference, Pastor Clive Dutton, views this transition as a growth opportunity, highlighting the potential for effective leadership. He highlighted, despite initial doubts, Tobago's Seventh-day Adventist church population attested to its capability. However, Pastor Dutton indicated as a member of the evaluation panel, he envisions this journey as a positive step forward.
Density-wise, per population is one of the strongest globally. I mean, that should have sent a tremendous signal to us that Tobago is well able to manage its affairs. And secondly, I felt there was no real reason to express doubt in the Tobago constituency.
Pastor Dutton indicated that the mission has strength and a substantial number of ordained ministers. He is confident and expects that the mission will expand further.
Although you are institutionally strong, you have schools, all right, both primary and secondary. Not only do you have schools, both primary and secondary, but you have a lot of churches, you have a number of districts, all right, you have produced a lot of ordained ministers, not like the days of Senior Pastor Roberts when he had the whole island to deal with, okay? So I believe you'll even grow institutionally stronger.
Though Pastor Dutton foresees a substantial impact, acknowledging that increased sacrifice is required, his unwavering optimism for the mission's transition anticipates positive effects, particularly in shaping the perspectives of our young Seventh-day Adventists. I am Kadisha Kirk for AIN News.
With the Tobago mission of the Seventh-day Adventist set to transition to conference status in just a few days, anticipation, excitement, and expectation fills the air. This transformative journey would create changes. As we approach this significant milestone, we sought to hear from the members about their expectation in this Member Says segment.
For moving from the mission to a conference, it's a big step for a small island, first of all. And I think that what I would like to see is the continuing, growing, of us witnessing and bringing more people on the island, together into Christianhood. So I would like to see the mission making it a purpose to not the mission, the conference, making it a purpose that we will go out and continue spreading the gospel, to every nook and cranny of this small island of Tobago.
Well, my expectations are that we will continue to grow as a community in Tobago and that we make some effective change in our community in terms of our footprint. That as a conference now we would be empowered to go beyond our limitations that as a mission we could not, and so that the wider community, not just Seventh-day Adventists but the whole of Tobago, will have a good representation of who Jesus is.
I don't have much expectations, because if you have pretty much the same system that has the same people, even though you have a name change, I do not expect that there will be any change. But if we allow ourselves to be led by the Holy Spirit, then the name change really doesn't matter. We'll be empowered to do Christ's work. So unless we move in the direction that the Holy Spirit wants us to move, then changing your name from one thing to another, having a name change of an entity, does not really have an impact. And so I don't have any expectations with the name change, but I'm hoping that for the new year, the Holy Spirit would lead us even in a more mighty way and take us to where He wants us to be.
It's a very happy occasion, I would say, that we've moved now. The mission has now turned man, put it that way, that we are our conference. What are my expectations? Well, for one, I expect that now that the mission the administration has matured, that we'll have even more solid management of the affairs here in Tobago. I also expect that in terms of the mission of the church, whereby the gospel reaching every nook and cranny in Tobago, that will go to our next level in that regard.
When we turn to a conference, is that our leaders will lead us into a more holy path, and they themselves must be filled with the Holy Spirit.
Stay with us. There is more after the break. Come to the Adventist Information Network Icon segment.
Come and be a part of our family. Join us every Friday at 6:30 p.m. for family worship. Let us welcome in the Sabbath together as one. Each week we feature a new family. You don't want to miss it. So join us at 6:30 p.m. every Friday on Airside Media Tobago on YouTube or Facebook. See you there.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Thank you for staying with us. The foundation of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists traces back to the establishment of the Seventh-day Adventist churches in Trinidad and Tobago, operating under the South Caribbean Conference. Over time, as the church expanded, a group of laypersons and pastors initiated a mission drive for improved administration in Tobago. In 2003, the first mission session was held, marking the beginning of a new phase with elected directors serving 4-year terms. This upcoming mission session and convention will commemorate the 20th anniversary since the mission's inception in 2003, celebrating its growth and progress over 2 decades. Here's more in a special segment as we chat with the president of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventist.
Good evening, viewers. With me is Pastor Vishnu Prasad, President of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists, and he's going to give us an insight of the Inaugural Conference Session 2023, which will be held next Monday and Tuesday, 20th and 21st of November 2023. Good evening, Pastor Vishnu.
Good evening, Sister Brebner. It's good to be here.
Okay, give us an insight of the sessions that will be taking place next week, because it's going to be a grand week for the Adventist community in Tobago. So walk us through the sessions.
All right, so we begin at 8 o'clock on Monday, where we have registration.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 1-hour process. We want our delegates to come early, because at 9 o'clock sharp, we want to have our opening ceremony.
Okay.
And that should last for about an hour and 15 minutes. And after that, we take a half-an-hour break. And we have a business session that begins where we seat the delegates, make sure we are rightly constituted, and we start to transact business for our newly formed conference.
The session itself actually will have the seating of the delegates, then we go into the business, right? So is there going to be any special speakers or who will be present? Tell us about that.
All right, so for the opening ceremony, of course, because it's an official ceremony, we have invited the Chief Secretary, who will bring remarks, greetings. We have also invited other key leaders within the community.
All right.
But for that opening ceremony, Dr. Ellie Henry, the Inter-American Division President, will be present. He has to come to declare that our session is no longer a mission session, but a conference session. And he will be the speaker for that ceremony. He will bring a word of devotion for us. In the afternoon, we have morning devotion, evening devotion. On that first day, the evening devotion will be brought to us by Dr. David Mackenzie from the Atlantic Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. She's married to a Tobagonian, Sister Bernice Quashie, and we'll be happy to have them speak to us. Also, he'll be the devotional speaker for Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. For the midday service on Sabbath the 25th, the Division, Inter-American Division Secretary, Executive Secretary, Dr. Leonard Johnson, will be our speaker.
Right. So in terms of the 2 days, you would have given us a short, synopsis. In terms of the Sabbath, is it that it's going to be all the churches in Tobago will be present at the Shore Park Cultural Complex? Give us a walkthrough of that.
Of course. Well, yes, this convention is one where we expect all churches to be present. We are not expecting any church to be open. All roads lead to the Shore Park Cultural Complex, where we have a great time, sweet fellowship, dynamic music, excellent preaching, and a time as a church where we can recommit. The theme for our session is reflect, refocus, refuel, finishing the work, and we hope to do just that throughout the business session and even the celebratory Sabbath.
Okay, so there we have it, viewers, what to expect on Monday and Tuesday next week, and also on Sabbath, the 25th of November. Come out and be a part of this inaugural conference session and victory celebration on Sabbath. See you there.
The tight-knit Adventist community in Tobago is grieving the passing of 3 cherished individuals who dedicated their lives to the values and service of Adventism. Pamela Crooks, a past member, traversed through various roles within the Adventist Community Adventist Hospital in Trinidad. With stints at Harmon School of SD, she culminated her service at the mission, serving as a treasurer from 2003 to 2020. William Cunningham, hailing from Maria, Tobago, began his educational journey at Maria Primary School before joining Harmon School of Seventh-day Adventist in 1969. He pursued studies at Caribbean Union College, skillfully balancing work with government service, and graduated in 1986. Engaged in pastoral work, he pursued higher studies at Andrews University, eventually reaching candidacy for a PhD. His impactful work spanned various districts in Trinidad and Tobago, including a tenure as principal at the Harmon School of Seventh-day Adventist. While his time at the Tobago SDA mission was brief, he held significant roles at the South Caribbean Conference for numerous years, leaving a void in his current church, El Socorro SDA Church. Merle Tobias, a respected figure from Mason Hall, Tobago, and former member of the Sandy River Seventh-day Adventist Church, made history as the first Tobagonian to serve as the education officer for the Caribbean Religious Liberty Association. Their contributions and leadership have left an indelible mark on the Adventist community in Tobago, and their loss is deeply felt by all who knew them. Stay with us. There is more when we return.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Last Sunday, November 12, Memorial Day, unfolded with planned activities leading up to the procession at James Park on Jerningham Street, Scarborough. The National Day of Remembrance, an annual tribute to those who served and fell in World Wars I and II, 1914 to 1918 and 1939 to 1945, was observed. Dignitaries, including assemblymen and personnel from the Tobago branch of the Royal Commonwealth, attended the ceremony. The parade featured members of the Defense Force, civil society organizations, and the Pathfinders, along with their marching band, symbolizing a collective remembrance of those who sacrificed for their nation. Serena Stevens, a talented Form 3 student of Harmon School of Seventh-day Adventist, is making waves with her remarkable passion for sewing. Despite being in the midst of academic pursuits, Serena Stevens has managed to carve out time for her creativity of producing stunning collections of fashionable pieces. Here's Bianna Brebner with more in this story.
Serena Stevens' venture into the realm of fashion was sparked by her mother, yet her passion endured a remarkable transformation into an extraordinary talent by the age of 10 to express herself.
My mom inspired me to be a fashion designer at this age, and why is because when she was younger, she used to do designing and sewing for churches and weddings and such. And I took up the passion at the age of 10, and as soon as she realized that, oh my God, she actually took up this, passion that I used to have, she was like, you know what, I'm going to buy this machine for you and allow her to do her thing.
Through the art of sketching, Serena Stevens translates her unique fashion flair onto paper, creating stylish designs, dresses, and other chic pieces. Stevens' dedication to her craft is evident in the meticulous detail of each piece she produces.
Grab paper and pen, anything that near me, and I started sketch, and I was like, wait, is this that I wanted to do by, or is that I wanted to do instead? And then I sketch until I get the actual drawing I want, and as soon as I'm finished, I'll be like, okay, this is the design, I'm done with it there.
Serena skillfully balances her academic and the art of sewing, seamlessly merging academic responsibilities with her creative passion, highlighting her commitment to both realms.
Time management is a very important thing, especially at my age. So when I had my first collection, my mom saw that I was actually kind of struggling a lot to manage school and fashion. So she helped me out in ways I could finish my work and have my designing done. So one way was that in school, break time or lunchtime, after I eat and I relax myself, I go do a little homework or finish it, ask a teacher for help one time. And when I reach home, find pieces that I know I could finish and finish them on the day. Not after the minutes to 10. After 10, she's going to tell me, no, go to bed.
As Serena Stevens, known as Sydney Athena Liz, prepares for her upcoming fashion show, featuring her second collection, she thrives on working with various fabric, especially stretching material. While she admires the creation of Eli E. Cliff and Kim, who specialize in sassy designs, Stephen emphasized to not restrict your creativity as it impedes the flow of innovative thoughts. Bianna Brebner, AIN News.
And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Recapping the headlines, former Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventist President weighs in on the status change to conference. Emerging fashion designer at Harmon School of Seventh-day Adventist, and Tobago mourns the loss of 3 stalwarts. I am Natalia Nances. Have a good night.